Hello, my brothers and sisters. Again, I'm coming back to you again. This what is this? This Wednesday. This Wednesday evening, and I do have something that I want to say to you along the lines of kind of what I was talking about a few days ago when it came to the gift of discernment or discerning of spirits. And one of the definitions of discernment is wisdom, and wisdom is the ability to know how to apply what's there. But in this case, what I would say also, discernment is also being able to judge between what's good and what's bad. And kind of along the lines of what I want to do now, and I want to just talk to you for a minute. And because there's a lot of learned behavior, there's a lot of learned thinking, learned ways of acting, learned ways, customs, and some of the stuff that we've learned in church and we've just learned in general. Sometimes those things are offensive. Some are customs, and some things that we do, how we act, how we respond to certain things, it's something that's ingrained in us, and it comes from just being raised a certain kind of way, and when you're raised a certain kind of way, if you don't know no better, you might think it's right, and in your mind, and you might be really believing that it's right, but it could be wrong, and so all I want to do is just get you to think in a way and step back. When you see something, when you understand something, or not to understand, when you see something, don't react or have an opinion instinctively. But what you do is find out, ask questions, get to know the source, as opposed to hearing about the source. And so kind of what I was going to say is, don't judge a book by its cover. That's the word. Do not judge a book by its cover. And what's up, baby? That was fast. And what I mean by that is, we're raised with race. We're raised with judging. It's like society makes us this way where, this person is black, this person is white, this person is Asian, this person is Mexican, this person is all this. And so, that's what we see because we've been indoctrinated to look at it that way. But all I want to do is to get you to not respond to maybe how you were raised, but think for a minute, even though that might be your conviction. That might be your thing where you're right. But what if your attitude or your response is wrong? You ever thought about that? When it comes to relationship, you could feel a certain kind of way, but have you considered that the way you're feeling could be wrong? That's why in a relationship, you have two people who have an opinion. And it's not just your opinion, but it's y'all's opinions collectively. And that's how you come to get the understanding of certain things. And so what I want to say is that, and I'm almost done. I want to say by not judging a book by its cover, when you meet someone, because they look a certain way, a lot of times because they look a certain way, we automatically assume that they're that way. Oftentimes when a person don't have no money, you assume that there's someone that's lower than you. And so what makes you better because you got money? That doesn't make you better. See, a lot of times people think that success isn't how much money you got. No. Total success isn't being healthy, having a family, being loved. That's success. Stuff that's priceless. See, stuff of the world you can pay for, but stuff that's beyond this world is priceless. And things that are priceless comes from God. And so what I want you to start to doing is stop judging people from that instinctive, what up? From that instinctive feeling, from that instinctive react. But instead, at that place where you want to judge, where you want to say something, but stay right there and don't do nothing at all, but instead think for a minute, think, assess, and just put yourself in the other person's shoes before you think. The scripture tells us to be swift to hear and slow to speak. When you're swift to hear, it means you're being led with your ears. So in other words, you can just let your mouth come out. Some people, their mouth come out, then they want to think they apologize. If you keep running out of the mouth and keep saying, coming out the mouth and keep saying something wrong, and then apologizing, at some point something got to click. At some point something got to click. You keep saying the same thing over. At some point, because what they call it insanity is when you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. But I'm just saying. And so what God is teaching me, and yet teaching me, is how to, like I talked about earlier, is how to recognize my triggers. And you know, triggers are things that set you off. You know, maybe the way somebody talk, or maybe the way someone sing, or how they look. Just something about it just make you want to just say something or do something, but that's something in you. And so instead of saying something, instead of getting that feeling, when that feeling comes, I say, God, help me with this feeling. God, how can I change this feeling? How can I change this feeling? Just take it to God. And when you take it to God, and see what happened then, God will teach you muscle memory, because you remember the feeling. And so when that feeling comes up, then you'll know how to deal with it. As an example that I always use, I'm going to use an example and get off here. I got some pills, right? I got these pills, right? Now, these pills, they for me to lose weight, which is good. And it's done it, make me look good and everything, right? But the side effect is that it make me mean and upset. So once I realized that, even though it was something that was for a good condition, or for something to make me look good on the outside, but internally it was killing me. And so that's why you have to be careful. You have to be careful of anything when it comes to people, when it comes to our mindset, because even with words, see, because a word, a person might say something, it might look good, it might sound good, but what about how's it going to make you feel? So those are some of my words. In order to tie this up with being careful and watching your triggers, and in reference to not judging the book by its cover, so the book might be something that may look bad, but it could be something good. Or the cover might be something that looks good, but in the end, it's bad. And so the teaching point is to just don't react. Don't react, but think. Don't allow something to pull you. I hope this makes sense. Is that all right? Have a good day. God bless you.